it's a Tuesday morning, and in with us this morning is Carlette.
Hey, Francois.
Good morning to you. How you doing?
I'm doing very well this morning.
All right. Tech time. What are we talking about this morning?
We're lecturing this morning. We need to give out...
Lecturing?
Yes, we're lecturing people. We're giving out valuable information about things that you're not supposed to do. And this is important.
Not supposed to do where?
This is what you're not supposed to do online. Now, social networking has changed how it is that we operate online, and we think that we're in a private space when we're talking to our friends. But once it's online, we're in a public space, and we need to be aware of that, particularly since it can affect our job.
Well, aren't there private things that you can communicate online?
That's true. There are a number of privacy settings that you can use, but basically once it's on the internet, it is in a public domain, and I want you to be cognizant of that at all times.
But if I am, if I use some of those things like the messenger thing, nobody else can see that.
No, only the person can see it, and they can send it to somebody else and you don't know.
Oh.
They can repost it and you don't know. You may be on an unsecure network and they just pull it out of cyberspace and you don't know. So I want you to be very careful when you're online, and we're going to start with the don't then. Do not post any lewd language, do not post any derogatory comments, any revealing photos or anything that might get you in trouble, because you really have no control over it once you put it out there.
So no clickety in the house with the camera and putting it on the line.
That's right. Particularly if clothes are absent.
You should have heard Uncensored last evening. And you say I shouldn't say anything derogative?
That's right. I know. If it is that you and I are speaking and we say, boy, that little cool girl, Denise, she just done that, right? And we think that is private.
Yeah.
It isn't private, because once you post it up online, somebody else can see it. And then another thing is, if you say it in person, all they can do is go back and say you said, but there's no proof. If you say it by email, you post it up on a Facebook blog or something like that, they can capture that and show it as proof that you did say it, and that's just absolutely unacceptable. By the way, I loved it. Let me make that clear. That was an example.
All right, so don't send any emails with any derogative statements.
That's correct.
All right.
That is absolutely a no-no. But if it is that you're looking for a job, there are some things that you can do with social networking to make your life easier. Do right now, right this minute, go and post a profile on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is social networking for professionals. It's a space, and I mentioned this before, where people post their resume.
Yeah.
Effectively. And other persons looking for staff, looking for project leaders and team members, go there to network. It's a fabulous business opportunity.
LinkedIn?
Yes.
LinkedIn.
That's right.
And I guess that's LinkedIn.com or something like that?
LinkedIn.
And I should go and post my resume there?
You should go and post your resume there. Now, even there, you can have privacy settings, because you don't want someone to steal your identity. But you are able to put in a application, especially since a lot of applications are done online, a link to your LinkedIn page, and we get to this beautiful paperless environment where everyone can get the information they need in the way that is.
And people get jobs. You know anybody who ever got a job going to one of these?
I do know persons who've gotten projects. Maybe not a full-time job, because in Jamaica we still want to meet eye to eye and such. But I do know persons who have gotten projects.
But is this LinkedIn? It's local?
It is international, but it is the largest.
But then, you have an international thing. 55 million people are there.
Facebook is international, but it's almost like it's local, because it's who you're networking with at the time.
You know job people out here looking on LinkedIn to find people?
I do, because I'm looking on LinkedIn to find people.
Okay, well, I will go to LinkedIn.
Yes. Another thing I want you to do is Google yourself.
Yeah.
Put in your name in Google, see what is being posted about you, see what information is out there. And if you can correct it, for example, if someone has inaccurate information on a post, you can write to them and ask them to change it, do. And if you can correct it, if a picture of you winding up at a particular party at grog shop people is up on the internet, you might want to, when you meet your prospective employer, bring it right up.
Here's the problem.
Yes.
Unless you're like me and have a weird name, you're going to have a lot of people coming up with your name.
This is true, and you can read it out and see what people are saying about you. And it also gives you an opportunity in your interview to say, listen, that John Brown that you see, that is doing some despicable act at that grog shop party.
Were you at a party at grog shop?
I was, and I've got pictures to prove it, but we won't get into that.
Okay.
But you might want to head it off at the pass and let your prospective employer know that the person that you may see online, that's not me, this is who I am. So you have your identity. So please do that. And as you mentioned, set your privacy settings. You can do that on Facebook and MySpace and a number of the other social networking sites, and limit who can see your post, because you've probably friended your employer. Now that you're on Facebook, I know that you have me as a friend.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to see certain things. So I can put up posts that are risque, perhaps, but then make sure that you can't see it. I'll put you in a group
So
of people.
who can see it then? You can decide who can see some things on your
decide who can see
on your
it.
Facebook
I
thingamajig?
can identify my friends. A colleague of ours mentioned, of course, that their niece, their nephew, their children may be on Facebook, and some of the things that you may post to your girlfriend, you might not want your daughter to see. So you need to compartmentalize.
Where is that setting on the Facebook thing?
On the top right hand corner,
Yeah.
you can click on settings, and then you go through and tweak the settings from there.
I gotta go do that.
Yes, so I need you to do that. And please do not assume that you have control of your identity. So it's one thing that you are not posting these revealing pictures, but you may be out in a public space, someone else may have these pictures of you, and they post it. So you need to be very careful when it is that you're out and about, that you're not doing anything that you wouldn't want the whole world to see, because basically that's it. The whole world can see. So that's my first lecture for this morning.
Okay.
Ready for the second one.
Oh, there's a second lecture.
There's a second lecture this morning, and I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to move quickly.
All right.
BlackBerry Messenger 5.0. Thank you very much to Dwayne Gordon and to Horace Britton, who brought this to my attention. Lots of people are uploading this new leaked software. This is not official software to update their BlackBerry Messenger, and it looks really good. It's got some nice features in that.
What is my BlackBerry Messenger at present then? This is a different one?
Yes. We're using a 4 series. This is now 5.0. But it's not ready yet. It's not officially released, so it's buggy and it will give you problems. But before we talk about the problems, let's talk about the benefits for those that want to get involved. You can now add avatars. So just like MSN, IM, and such, where you can have a little picture of the person, you can now have that on your phone, which is really cool. Especially when people keep changing their name every day, you're not really sure who they are.
Yes.
I find that very frustrating.
I'm totally upset. People just change from their name to a phrase, and I'm supposed to know who you are?
They assume that you don't have a life. You track them every day. It's got some wonderful productivity tools. You can back up or restore all your contacts from a media card, which your previous one did not have. You can give subjects to your conversation, so it's easier to follow. Especially when you're like me and you may have 33 conversations open.
Oh my goodness.
You have many more smileys. So it's really cool, but it's
It
not...
sounds like people who have nothing to do. Do these people work?
You can use it for work. I use BBM for work all the time, but it's buggy, as I mentioned, and it can crash your phone. So
you're saying it's not ready yet. Do not download it to your phone.
If you're a newbie, do not download it to your phone. If you're a techie, you can take the chance. But if you do, before you download and install it, back up your entire BlackBerry, not just your contacts, but everything. So if anything, you can restore from that backup and have everything as it was. And of course, as usual, I've posted all of this online so that persons can get more information on what to do and what not to do when it comes to BlackBerry Messenger or social network.
Where would this be online that people can get to see this information all written down?
This is posted on our blog at trivialonfame.blogspot.com.
trivialonfame.blogspot.com. If you have any questions or concerns, or maybe you have a bit of advice for Carlette, you can text us right now, 878-FAME, 878-FAME, which would be 3263. Give us a text on the old thingamajiggy, and we'll try and...
Just said? Text on the old thingamajiggy?
Yeah.
Boy, technology has changed.
Yeah. it's an old thingamajiggy.
It's old.
You know, or, you know. Anyway, you can give us a text. We'll try and get your answers for you in just a moment. Thank you very much, Carla. The video going to be on the bloggy thingy too?
Video in HD is going to be
in HD?
We have upgraded to HD.
She goes crazy with these things.